Israel is fast-tracking its latest defense system in its war against Hamas. Called the Iron Beam, it's a laser meant to be a companion to the country's Iron Dome, enhancing Israel's air and anti-missile defense system. Now, the Iron Beam stops a variety of threats, including rockets, artillery and mortar rounds, and drones. It was projected to be finished by 2025, but it's being expedited due to this war. NewsNation's Elizabeth Prann joins us live. Elizabeth, has this Iron Beam actually been tested?
Yeah, nice to be with you, Nichole. It actually has been tested in March of 2022, but as you mentioned, not planned for deployment until 2025. The technology is absolutely stunning. And like you said, it complements the Iron Dome, but it's quite different. This is a laser. This is a short-range missile detector. The defense system that is in place is just quite different. In practice, this is a fiber laser that detects and destroys and latches onto any short-range projectile. So anything from a UAV, a mortar rocket, drones, missiles. You can see, and I think we do, here it is right here. This is a enormous laser, and it is on top of a swivel. It communicates with a command and surveillance system. It deploys a laser at an object when it's in range. So in theory, closer than 10 miles. And the reason that being is because the beam that shoots from the laser on this weapon uses about 100 kilowatts of power. You can see on your screen there. So for folks who maybe need an analogy, that is how much energy that would be used to power the average U.S. home, or maybe a small neighborhood of smaller homes. So imagine that. Imagine how much energy is inside of that laser. So powerful that it latches on to an incoming object. And the defense official who I spoke with said it's almost like an enormous microwave. So it basically incinerates any object that it latches onto. So unlike a missile-to-missile contact, there may not be as much collateral debris. So in no way does this eliminate the Iron Dome or eliminate even David's sling, but the laser can reduce reliance on any of those defense systems. The dome technology, which detects an object and shoots a rocket, that's a little bit more expensive. We're talking about really $50,000, if not more, every time Israeli officials deploy one of those rockets. The Iron Beam, much cheaper, closer to $2 or $3. But there are some nuances there, Nichole, because the actual laser that we discussed, because it is so advanced, is exorbitant. It's millions of dollars. And just like any development, there are certainly downsides. When we talk about this laser defense system, there's something to keep in mind that it's not like a rocket. The laser needs to keep shooting its beam to destroy a target. Therefore, there can be interference with weather. There can be interference when it's colder temperatures and cloudy. I spoke with the former director of Israeli missile defense about this technology, and here is what he told me.
What is it good for? In this present situation, we are talking about very close by targets, like firing for a few kilometers away, like mortar bombs, where time is really of essence. The speed of light helps here. It could be more effective than an interceptor weapon, providing you are not dealing with too many targets at the same time.
You know, when you talked about too many targets, Nichole, that is something to keep in mind. When you think of the Iron Dome, they can take multiple missiles, incoming missiles at the same time. When you talk about this particular laser weapon, it needs to latch onto that object, meaning it can't necessarily support multiple objects incoming at the same time. As I mentioned, there are a number of other defense systems. There's Arrow 2 and 3. There's David's sling. So these are all just pieces of the puzzle when you talk about the way that Israel is set up geographically. It needs a number of defense systems. This is just one of them. I did press him a little bit on whether or not he thought it could be deployed in the near future, and he simply said, Nichole, that if he had that information, he would not provide it to me.
He wouldn't be able to provide it. All right, got it. Elizabeth Prann, thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.